just about 2-3 days down of Wisconsin prep. Today we simulated some third down situations, and as you can hear behind me, we're still working on crowd noise. Today to the tune of AC/DC and our offensive line and quarterbacks working through communication. So that's been consistent over the course of camp. We got to continue to be prepared to have poise in the noise, and I think these last couple of days we've done a nice job of starting to hone in our game plan. But we're gonna make sure we find the best stuff that our quarterback does, which is a lot different than what Mike White did last year. So there's certainly some working through of that, and I think what I like a lot about Drew and Davis, both those guys will tell us what they love, both in the pass game and in the run game, and I'm looking forward to watching them play.
I think we heard yesterday was kind of a rough practice for you.
Yeah, it's an interesting deal. I love the way we practice as a football program. I think we have great spirit, great energy, a lot of juice, but a lot of that is with when we're playing our starting offense versus our starting defense. Yesterday, we really transitioned as the first day into scout team. We call them compete teams. And when you have a compete team, you're asking 11 guys on the opposite side of the ball to run an offense or defensive scheme that they're not accustomed to. And just that first day, I think for me even, it's kind of mind blowing how much a step back you take in terms of intensity because you're no longer competing with your best against their best. So to counterbalance that, what we do is that we started out today with really our starters versus our defensive starters and played fast for 16 plays on our ones, and then our twos each got 8. So I thought today was a much better practice, much crisper, and I think the service team, the compete team players have a better understanding of what's expected of them, and that's natural. It happens every year. I just sometimes as a head coach I have to channel my my aggression, my anger towards that transition, just because it's going to happen inevitably.
What did Robert Crawford do to earn a scholarship?
He's put himself into a position where he's a really good pass rusher for us. We noticed in spring ball, it was mentioned that he took 400 plus reps at D tackle and he was weighing less than 235 pounds, but he just didn't stay blocked, both in the run game and the pass game. And now he's a guy that came in as an undersized walk-on defensive lineman, and now we're creating a third down package for him. So I think that anytime a player does things the right way, is accountable, is a good student, he's a fantastic person, he's exactly what you're looking for. When they earn themselves a role on the field, we want to take care of those guys, and that's just that's been the case here since we've been here. We did the same thing with Ben Holt, who's now our captain. Did the same thing with Deion Yelder, who's playing an NFL tight end, and now here Robert Crawford's the next one. And Coco Darden, like I said, might be the MVP of camp. At this time last year, he had only been on scholarship for about a week and a half. So it's exciting. That's what you want. That's how you build a program. With tough blue collar, chip on their shoulder type guys. And Robert Crawford is that. Ben Holt is certainly that. And Coco Darden has been that certainly for the last year and a half.
Wisconsin's going to be missing their top 2 wide receivers when you play them. Does that change your game plan at all, or still remains the same?
No, I mean we know that their calling card is always going to be to run the football. So we got to prepare to tackle Taylor with 11 guys. I mean, we got swarmed to the football. Their 2 tackles might be the best in college football, and to return their core 3 inside, man, those guys are really, really, really good. And so 5 coming back, all 5 really have potential NFL type futures. That's a tremendous challenge for us. We got to rotate and keep guys fresh, and we know that their calling card, especially in an opener, is to pound the football. And they've always had great opportunities to push the ball down the field on the perimeter because they set up their play actions and shots so incredibly well with their run game. So we know that even without the 2 wide receivers, Davis and Cephas, I think that these 2 guys, it's a loss for them. But I guarantee you, the next guys up, they'll be able to get down the field as well.
If there's one thing that you guys have to do well this week, is it the run defense?
Yeah, I think that's the hardest thing for us to simulate is. We don't have as big a body tight ends, obviously as Wisconsin does. The scout team offensive line's a little bit different than Wisconsin's offensive line. So we have to, even today we take a step back in our tempo, but we go kind of our good on good and give them 2-3 tight end looks so we can simulate that. The good thing about us too is that we do have a package of that in our own offense, so we can certainly accommodate our defense to get that look ready.
Spoke over the summer about kind of being a team in the weeds. Nobody's really talking about you guys. Has that kind of transpired here over camp too?
I think so. I think that as our confidence has been building, I think the players, on this team, our coaching staff, we feel pretty confident about what we have in on this field, in this team. We don't have the depth, we don't have the experience on the offensive side of the ball. We know that. We feel like we do have the depth and experience on the defensive side of the ball. So I do think that, yeah, we're laying in the weeds. I think we're all collectively kind of tired of the prognosticators. We just want to go play football, and let the chips fall where they may and control what we can control. That's our effort. That's our execution. But it's a fun group to be around, and it's a group that I think is poised for something special for this year and years to come.
Still relatively healthy and fresh compared to last year,
Yeah,
especially.
yeah, a lot different, and even in this Wisconsin prep, I want to maximize our reps and get as many reps as we can. Today was a grind. Today was a long practice, as you guys saw. Got a lot of reps, but we need it. And the good thing is we can back them off tomorrow, get another good day in on Sunday, and then Monday's first day of class. So we're actually going to take that as an off day for our players. We have to give them one a week. And I think that'll be good for them to get fresh, to go not have the distraction, if you will, of all finding your first class. And a lot of these young players that we're counting on don't even know their way around campus that well yet. So we want them to focus on that on Monday, and then come Tuesday, we're in full mode of preparation. We just switched our Sunday practice is now our typical Tuesday practice, and then our Tuesday practice is now our typical Wednesday practice.
So after calling plays all spring and now fall, how much more comfortable do you feel? You feel like you're back in a play calling rhythm?
I do, and I think that the one thing that both Coach White and I've done, on the defense side of the ball for Coach White and me and the offense side of the ball, we've tried to do a lot of just play it situations, even though they haven't been true scrimmage situations. We've wanted to do even on our pace periods where we're playing fast, where they're playing, calling live plays versus live defensive calls. And so we've done that now all spring, all fall camp. So just as a play caller, just like these players, they need reps. You need reps as a play caller, and it's something I enjoy to do. I feel like it's something that obviously allows me to get out of the offensive unit what I want to get out of the offensive unit. And then just being in the offensive staff room and having the support of Junior Adams and having the support of TJ Woods and Coach Sanford Sr. and Brian Mahaffey and Matt Mitchell, it just helps a lot just to get us all on the same page. And I think it's good to have one unified voice.
With the great offensive line and run game for Wisconsin, how important will your linebackers be to finding success in that game?
It'll be really important. It's going to start up front. It's going to start in the trenches. Evan Sainer, Jeremy Darvin, Jalen George, Julian Lewis. Those guys are going to have to set the point up front, and then our defensive ends are going to have their hands full. D'Angelo Malone last year went into to the Illinois game, very undersized. He's put on 28 pounds, looks a lot better, and can hold the point. Playing against Wisconsin's tackle is a different beast, but I think it's going to be really important to start up front and set the tone with the trenches, and then allow our very talented linebacker core to fit the run. I think the most important thing is against Taylor, if you're out of your run fit, meaning a man is responsible for a particular gap. If you're out of a run fit, he's going to score. It's just the reality. You don't run for 2,000 plus yards, if you don't have dynamic speed and can finish a run down the field. So our run fits is going to be the most important thing, in addition to getting as much penetration and knockback up front, starting with our guys in the trenches.